What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be comparing two ultra thin cases for the S25 Ultra. Let's check it out. So these are two very thin cases for the Galaxy S25 Ultra that I just recently purchased. This is from PiTaKa. This is their ultra slim woven aramid fiber case that might have sparked a little controversy back in the day. We're not going to go over that too much, but the competition. Now, I've had a bunch of PiTaKa stuff in the past. I've done a bunch of videos on it. I've got a PiTaKa case on my iPad that I'm watching over in that direction, and they've always been great. I've had no problems with them, and I think they are pretty renowned for their quality. The LaterCase, I've never used one of these. I'm a big fan of Unbox Therapy, and this is their take on a similar type of case. Possibly thin, featherweight, superior texture, space age materials, 5x stronger than steel, ultra precise, simple install. Cool, all things I like. Let's see what it says on the back of this guy. Aramid fiber, scratch resistant, MagSafe compatible, slim and light. So, let's talk about price. The LaterCase is $55, and this one, the PiTaKa, is $54.99, so basically the same price. The packaging is pretty similar. The PiTaKa one's a little smaller. They did have, I believe, LaterCase had a tighter woven aramid fiber version of the case, but I got the one that had the classic, I believe they call it. So it'll be more like the PiTaKa, kind of more apples to apples comparison of the two cases. So let's give the newcomer or newer to the scene case the first go here. One thing I did like about this is in the pictures it shows the camera optics being also covered, so we'll take a look and see what that looks like. Pretty cool. Got some QR codes. You're moments away from experiencing the thinnest phone case on the planet, crafted with the same premium aramid fibers used to protect astronauts. Interesting. Cool. So the presentation right away is pretty awesome. Nothing else to see in the box here. The case is very nice. And there you have it. I'm surprised this isn't held in there a little better. Maybe a little less material here and a little more material there. Might have gone further. But that is a light and thin case. And the next one we have is the PiTaKa. This definitely feels a little heavier, the case, than you'd expect. Not a lot of the woven aerospace grade aramid fiber. I'm not going to read all that. Let's just get into it. Nothing inside there. Let's take a look. What else we got? A little bit of marketing material. MagSafe slim board. A little bit of information, shows you how to put it on. Cool. Some QR codes. I do like that they include a little bit of material, especially if there's a certain way they want you to put the case on. So right away, one of the things I'm surprised at is the picture doesn't do it justice for the camera rings. I thought the camera rings were completely exposed. They are covered by this little guard here. Not terrible. I do like it. Obviously, with any kind of case like this, you're not going for, insane amounts of protection. This is a form over function, a little bit of pocket protection, in my personal opinion. I wouldn't expect one of these to give much protection. If you drop the case or drop the phone with the case in it and you hit in the wrong way, I think you might have a problem. But anyway, let's dive into it. So the PiTaKa case is 26 grams. The LaterCase, this feels really light, is 12. Wow. Is that right? 26 grams. It still feels really light. 12 grams. Yeah, if you want a really, really, really light case, this is where it's at. Very, very light. So far, not necessarily a win, but this is definitely the lighter of the two. Now, I will say, let's go side for side here. So the PiTaKa case does not appear to have much protection around the side optics here. This is flat. I will, I haven't put it on there, but I'm imagining the camera optics poke through a little bit here. On the LaterCase, it is raised up a bit, so you might have a little extra protection there for those side optics. I'm not sure if that's really going to make that much of a difference for protection-wise. Onto the bottom. I'm not going to lie, I don't love the bottom of the LaterCase. I don't like that it's completely open like that. I bet you it's way easier to design the case like that way rather than making these cutouts. Now, how well these line up will be the important part. I know with some of these Aramid cases in the past, they've come with like little bumpers that go on the inside to take the slack out so the cases don't move around, but we'll see if that's a problem with any of these. On the side, they're virtually identical. I think the PiTaKa cutout might come a little higher, but I can't really tell. They might be exactly the same. On the top, the LaterCase takes the same approach. They just cut out the entire top. Not a huge fan of that, to be honest, with the singular cutout on the PiTaKa. This side, the other side, I think they call this the antenna band side. It's exactly the same. I dig both of the Aramid fibers. I thought I would like the tighter weave better. And I don't not like it. I do really like it, but I also really like the LaterCase. They're two different approaches to the same thing. The inside of this definitely feels we're going to take some measurements when we get on there, but I'm betting that this is a little bit thicker, which might offer a little bit more protection, but who knows. And this is metal here, so they took a metal approach to protecting the rings, which might hold up a little bit better. And I bet you a substantial amount of weight comes from that ring. Let's get this guy on first now. Oh boy, she tight. So it definitely fits nice. Goodness, that is a bare minimum amount of protection. It does not make me feel safe, but tons of protection is not what these cases are about. I do like the way the optics cover here. Let's take some measurements. Let's go at the screen or the middle of the back here. 9.83. At the camera bump. 11.6. 11.59. So, yeah. I will put those numbers up on the screen for you guys to match. Getting to the S Pen down bottom is just like getting to the S Pen without a case on. This thing really is pretty sheer. Very nice, has a very premium feel to it, and is no different than any of the PiTaKa stuff I've used in the past. From a quality perspective, buttons are exposed on one side and nothing on the other. Again, the cutouts up top line up really well. Cutouts down bottom line up really well. I do feel a minuscule amount of slack in the back, but nothing that's going to be annoying. Again, these are not materials that probably lend themselves well to being bent around corners and molded like this, and I can't imagine what goes into stamping these out in production. It's got to be insane. So great job, PiTaKa. Looks really nice. Let's take on to the LaterCase. So I'm going to slip this on the same way. There was no instructions in there. Basically what I do is I find an edge that kind of lines up better and just bang. There she goes. Feel like maybe the same amount of play in the back. I really like this. The approach here is nice. Everything is covered. Where these were exposed a little bit on the PiTaKa case. But I don't love the top and the bottom being exposed. My thought is if you're dropping this thing into your pocket, at least the protection on top or bottom will protect your phone from, say, your keys or your key fob if it's in your wallet at the same time or in your pocket at the same time. Obviously, you can get to everything down bottom with no problem because it's completely exposed. Actually, that's a little weird to get to. It's fine. Totally fine. Let's take some measurements now. So at the back, 4.3. Man, that is thin. At the camera bump, 4.68. And right now, I will throw the comparison up on the screen. editing magic. Wow, numbers. Whew, numbers everywhere. So, my thoughts. They're both a very similar price, within a cent of each other. These are both targeting the same type of people. The aramid fiber is like a space-age material. It's thin and light, offers a little bit of protection, but is going to be more form than function. Which one would I pick? Now, I really do like the camera bump here. So the plus in the camera bump area goes to the LaterCase. I do not like the bottoms and tops being exposed, so the plus goes to the PiTaKa there. This is lighter, super light, but I don't necessarily care about how light it is. These are heavy phones, and a few extra ounces or grams is not going to make it one way or the other for me. I probably would go with the PiTaKa, to be honest, for me. Are either of these cases really better than the other? It's kind of up to you. I definitely take a lot away from the LaterCase because of the open bottom and top. It just does not offer enough protection for me. But if you're the kind of person that wants just the bare minimum, or maybe you just want to cover up the branding and stand out from the crowd a little bit, this will definitely do that for you. If your daily is having nothing, no case whatsoever, this at very least will give you a little bit of protection, still meet the requirements of you just having a bare minimum phone in your pocket, and also look pretty awesome. They definitely put a lot of time and effort into the product. It looks great. It will offer you that minimum amount of protection. It feels good in the hand, and it's obviously going to last quite a while because it's made out of carbon fiber. If you want something with slightly more protection, in my personal opinion, go with PiTaKa. They're a brand that's been around super long. Like I said, I've reviewed a bunch of their stuff and never had any problems. Maybe they could have done something with these two camera bumps here to kind of give them the similar protection. Maybe do that raised bit of protection around the lenses over here, but they really make up for it, in my opinion, with having the top and the bottom covered. Those being exposed is just not something I feel cool with. For $55, these are both going after, like I said, the same type of person that wants that minimalist design. You really can't go wrong. In one camp, you got super light and minimalistic. The other camp, you have slightly heavier with a little bit more protection, but realistically, I'm splitting hairs there, and this is just a personal preference thing. The way this looks as being uniform might stand out to some people. For me, I like the ring around here, kind of breaks it up a touch. Thank you for stopping by my channel and checking out both these cases with me today. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up. If not, the thumbs down works as well. And as always, I appreciate the subscription. Peace.